Hello, Leo. This is your mid-month of August, the 18th through the 31st. So I'm going to do a tarot reading for you guys today. Keep in mind that this can't resonate for every single Leo out there. This is a general reading. You may or may not have it on the opposite side. Energy is fluent. It does fluctuate. For cross watchers, you are welcome to join. You might realize that you might resonate more on the Leo side. Take whatever resonates. You guys leave the rest. This is a general reading after all. Hopefully there is something in here for you guys. All right. So we're going to start off with an animal card before we get entirely into the reading. All right. Take these back. Okay. We got the lion. All right. So we have the stingray, the lion, and the frog, both in the reverse. Huh. Some weird energies right now. Okay, so what I'm kind of understanding is I feel like there is somebody who bothered you, Leo. Somebody just put on an act, a mask, and then I think felt like they kind of stung you. Kind of came around and pretended to be something that they were not and hurt you. And I feel like you've kind of left you feeling almost like it kind of knocked you out of balance. It kind of shocked you almost. And it's almost like you don't know how to understand this. It's a very interesting energy. It's almost like you told somebody something out of confidence and then they used it against you. Or, yeah, it's kind of just one of those really weird energies. It's like you told somebody out of confidence, or somebody in the relationship or something just what it seems like was almost like unfair treatment. Like somebody just said something that was out of line or did something that was out of line that they knew was going to hurt you, but they did it anyways. It's kind of just that energy. And you're not really sure where to go from here. And I feel like you really wanted to give this person a piece of your mind, Leo. Like, no, you did not just say that, or no, you did not just do that to me. Who do you think you are? Kind of a feeling with this. It's almost like whatever took place left you feeling wounded. Left you feeling kind of unsteady. So let's see what kind of energies that this is and what this is going on with you, Leo. Because this is some kind of interesting energy that's taking place here. But it just almost seems like a sense of betrayal. Like somebody just betrayed you, Leo. It seems really dramatic. But leave it to a Leo to have the drama, right? Alright, so maybe this really is a love relationship. And then we have the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And the Queen of Swords. I'm going to take that because that is some interesting things there. Okay. Let me try and move this so that we can see all of the cards. Because I don't want to cut any of these cards out. All right. So, Leo, it seems like you thought everything was going along just fine in this relationship. And I think that you felt like everything was moving smoothly. Everything was going great. You didn't really think that there was much of a problem. It's kind of the feelings that I was getting. Like, this really blindsided you. And it's kind of an interesting kind of dilemma, because it almost feels like you thought communication was going good. You thought everything was all right. You thought everything was working out just fine. And then it's almost like this person just kind of dumped everything all at once. It's kind of a really weird energy. It's almost like the other person was harboring some resentment, some things that have been taking place in the relationship. Because it's kind of weird. It's like you both had a vision. Like, oh, we're going to do this with life. It's almost like you guys were on the same page, so it seemed. And it's almost like this person just made it seem like everything was fine, that you guys were working everything out. But it was almost like this person wasn't really happy in the relationship anymore. And it was almost like this person shifted their focus somewhere else, but didn't really talk about it. So this has been like, it's almost like this person's been doing this for a while. And I'm getting kind of the feeling like the relationship was going so smoothly. Everything was going so great. You thought everything was working out. You thought communication was great. And this person didn't seem like much was going on. Like everything was just fine. That is like, this person, I feel like this person was really not happy. And this could be you, Leo. Take as resonates. Maybe you were this person at the bottom here. But for right now, I'm going to say this is Leo at the top, okay? This is just the energies that I'm picking up. Take what resonates. This is a general reading, after all. But I do want to kind of get these all clarified before I just start speaking, because this is kind of a weird energy, and I feel like this person is all over the place, because even the cards just want to go all over the place. It's like this person is all emotional. It's like this person had a lot of thoughts and was just, but like wouldn't say anything. That's the weirdest part about it all. And it's just, kind of weird, because let's just try and start from this. This energy is just kind of all over the place. So everything is just crazy right now. To try and read it all, it's like I'm getting 50 messages at once. So let's start off with this. You thought the relationship was going smoothly, Leo. You thought everything was going okay. You thought that, I felt like there was things that has happened in this relationship in the past, but I felt like you thought you guys were moving past it. getting rid of these 10 of Swords. Like maybe this person could have cheated on you, you could have cheated on this person, or say you guys got into quarrels and fights and just different things like that. But you thought that it was resolved. You thought that everything was getting better. And you thought that the relationship was stable enough. You thought everything was going good. You thought you guys were moving past all of the hurt, past all of the conflict. And it really seemed that way. This person also kind of gave off the indication that it was going okay. But there was just that piece of you, I think, too, that felt a little damaged still, that felt like maybe the passion, it's almost like the passion wasn't the same as it was when you first started, but you still feel like you're still going to move forward. It's like you kind of had that feeling of like, say this person betrayed you or something, and you felt like, yeah, although some of the passion that I felt for this person is kind of gone, I'm still a little unsteady about it. I feel like we can still move past this. I care about this person. I want it to work. And that's kind of what you're coming at here. You're coming up as you're confident that this can work. You talk to this person. You communicate with this person. It's like this person is reciprocating it, it feels like. It feels like things were going through. Things like stuff was happening under the deck. You had both of the suits as the shadow aspects, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And it was like you guys were talking about what happened in the past, the tower that already happened. And it's like this person was explaining their situation and why they did what they did. And it's almost like you were kind of saying, okay, that's all right. I understand, even though I felt really unstable and unsteady. And it's almost like, it's like one of you felt really unstable and unsteady about the situation, though, and was still afraid to reciprocate back whatever it was that was happening. And the other person was trying to explain why the tower happened. And it's almost like you both thought that you came to that conclusion, that you worked it out almost, is what it feels like. Like somebody betrayed somebody's trust, but you thought that you were having that worked out. You thought that it was being worked out. And so it's kind of weird because on this person's end here, we have the King of Coins in the reverse. So it's almost like as if maybe you, Leo, might have done something to this person. Or this person has done something to you. Take what resonates. This is, like I said, really crazy energy from both parties. But whoever was undecisive, whoever was unstable about the situation, still feels that instability. And instead of communicating with you or talking about it, or maybe you just had a hard time communicating or talking to this person, you felt like your world was upside down. You felt like things were not going to be the same as they were in this relationship. And it's almost like whoever it was trying not to be so defensive. Like a part of this person wanted to actually not cause any further conflicts. So it's almost like they were trying to put down their barriers a little bit and not be so aggressive. But it's like it was blocking them was the Four of Swords. So it's like the thoughts, the movement. Like it was almost afraid to make the movement go forward in this relationship. Because it almost feels like this relationship wasn't really, like this person had a lot of concerns, but they weren't talking about it. They were in a restful state of thinking about it, contemplating about it, wondering about it, instead of just coming forward and explaining it and talking about it to you or to them. And it's almost like the Knight of Wands here is in the reverse. So it's like somebody is pulling back their love and their passion that they have in the relationship, because it's almost like they can't get over what has been happened. It's like too many cups have been spilled, too many things have occurred. So it's like this person's trying to pull back from the situation and like kind of just, it's almost like they're wanting to walk away from the situation now. It's almost like whatever happened or whatever took place, it's like this person doesn't really want to move forward. But this person is having a hard time communicating that and doesn't know how to communicate that. So it's almost like that air of mystery And see, this person has the Six of Cups in the reverse. This person's not really nostalgic anymore about what happened in the past. When they look at the past, all they can see was what that tower moment was. And honestly, Leo, I think that this might have been you. And now that I think about it, I think that this is you on the bottom end, where you're kind of not really sure where you want to go from this because you felt like this person betrayed you. You felt the sting from this person. And it made you feel like you can't heal from this. You can't move forward. Because this is what I'm kind of getting with this card, is the sense of not feeling like you can be healed. And feeling like that they've bruised your ego, that they've hurt you in some way. This could have been like somebody cheating. Again, this is a general read. So for some of you, this person did cheat on you. For another group of you, this person just lied to you and betrayed your trust. For another group of you, this person could have just like left without saying anything and then came back. You know, there could be all kinds of different things. So take the situation that resonates with you and apply it to this. But this is what I'm kind of feeling, is it's more or less like this is your energy. Is you're the one that's kind of coming off undecisive, but it's almost like you love this person, but you don't want to hurt this person. You want to be with this person, but at the same time, you're not really sure if you can. You don't really know if the damage can be reversed. You don't really know if the damage if you can move past what has occurred. Because I'm really feeling that this person was kind of two-faced, that this person might have said something that really hurts you, and you can't come back from that. Or their actions may have hurt you, but, you know, it's like how can you roll back from that? You don't know how. And it's almost like this person's it's almost like this is what this person is using. Oh, no, we'll give the equal give and take. I'll give more to you now. Like, this is going to be okay. But then there's just that part of you that maybe in the past this person might have not really given much to you. And I think that maybe you still feel unsteady about their words. You still feel unsteady about what their actions are saying. And I think that you have the Two of Cups in the reverse. I think that there's just that part of you that doesn't feel like you can get that that balanced energy of the emotional and the physical. Like, a part of you, I think, has just been kind of done with this relationship. I'm getting the feeling like you've been burned. And it's kind of weird because I'm getting that you both have talked about a good, bright future in the past. And I think that a part of you was hoping to get like the 10 of Pentacles with this person. Because below the deck, you had the two pairs. You had the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and then below that, you had the 10 of Pentacles. And it's almost like you were kind of hoping that this would be the 10 of Pentacles with this person. You had your hopes, you had your dreams about this person. But it ended up not working out the way you were hoping it would. And I think that it really affected you, Leo, at the core. I think that whatever has taken place in this relationship, it's almost like you just can't look at the same person the way that you used to. You can't look at them the way that you used to look at them, the way you used to hope for them, the way you used to talk to them. It's almost like the relationship's not the same. But I'm getting the feeling that you tried to give it another chance, like this person came back and you talked it through, and it's like you were trying to give it another chance, another go. But it's almost like you just have this feeling of, no, I don't think it can work. For some of you, you might have just flat out said no and didn't even give it a chance. But I'm getting a feeling that a lot of you gave this another chance, and it did not go into the way that you were hoping it would. It was like you were still super cautious. You still felt extremely unstable about it. And as it was continuing on throughout this relationship of giving this person another chance, it's almost like you were starting to see their habits go back to the way they were. It was like almost as if this person was going back into that rut with you, and you didn't want that. And it was making you unnervous, to make you very nervous and very unstable. And it's almost like you're going back, and it's almost like you're dwelling back in the past of what happened. And you didn't want that to repeat again. So you're kind of almost trying to step back. And it's almost like this person is sensing that. And it's kind of weird because it's almost like this person's not really necessarily up in your face. But it's almost like this person's trying to I don't know, it's almost like this person is trying to play it cool, but you're not really sure if this person is still doing what what they did behind your back previously. So it's kind of like there's just a lot of things that is happening in this relationship that is kind of causing you, Leo, to be very unsure and very unstable about what is taking place, if this all makes sense. I feel like I'm not making any sense, but maybe this message is just meant for a couple of Leos, and maybe it'll make sense for some of them, and they're like, oh yeah, no, this makes sense. I don't know. But there's a lot of really weird, unsteady energy, and a lot of things that I think has taken place that has caused you, Leo, to kind of go into that indecisive mode. The part of you that feels like maybe you really can't make this work out. Here we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So I think that you haven't fully grieved over the situation of what occurred in the past. And I think that trying to jump back into the relationship wasn't really working, even though this other person thought, oh yeah, no, we can move past this. Everything's great. You know, and this person's kind of almost delusional. It's almost like now you're like, no, I'm still think I need time to heal this. It's almost like you kind of realized, no, maybe I shouldn't have jumped back into this, or maybe I just need some time to understand things. And then we have fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So it's like you have a fear of this repeating. It's like you have a fear of what this person will do and say, because it's like you don't want to get stung again, because you're already having a hard time healing from it to begin with. And it's like you're feeling insecure about this situation. And it's kind of weird because it's almost like a part of you, Leo, really cared about this person, really cares about the situation. So you want it to work. You really do. But it's just like, it's almost like you feel like you're in over your head with this person. And pride. I think there's a lot of pride that's been involved. Leos are known for their pride, but I think that your pride was damaged. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So I think that this person might be very prideful, and I think that maybe both of you were butting heads at certain things, and I think that it kind of caused you, Leo, to lose that sense of pride, or overly prideful. You know, like, it's almost like you felt kind of pride that they came back, but at the same time, you felt kind of scared that they came back. Trust is in the reverse. So I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. But I'm getting the feeling that you're not really trusting this person. And if you're in a relationship that you feel like you can't trust the other person, then that's not a very healthy relationship, because the relationship should be built off of trust. And if you can't trust this person, then perhaps that this relationship isn't going the way it should be. Because if you can't trust this person, then there's not much of a relationship there. And I think that, Leo, in a lot of ways, you have a hard time trusting yourself. You have a hard time trusting your inner voice. And when you have to learn to dissociate from other people and stop pointing the finger at other people and other people doing the same, when you're in the middle of it, it's hard to see it. But sometimes when you step back and you just acknowledge, okay, what has this person done? What have I done? Is this something that can be repairable? Is there something that is willing? Is it even worth the drama? Is it even worth the issues of this relationship? Because sometimes we're not meant to stay in the relationship with the people that we were in. Sometimes they're just lessons to learn. And maybe you need to learn a little bit more about self-love and learning about what it is that will make you happy. Because oftentimes we always try and, do what will make others happy. Because if you kind of see here, you felt unstable here with the King of Coins. You didn't really know what to do because you felt like you felt very insecure about this relationship, and you felt kind of unstable about the relationship you had with this person. But here you have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. So it's like you were defensive, but you try to put down the defenses because I think you wanted to make this person happy. I think this is kind of a codependent relationship where I think a part of you felt like you needed this person or you were afraid to lose this person. So you were willing to do whatever it took. And this person made it sound like everything was going to be just fine. Things are going to work out just okay. But then you have all these feelings behind it. You have all these thoughts, but you were too afraid to speak them. It was like you were too afraid to let go of everything that happened. It's like you were replaying everything in your mind, but like you weren't communicating that properly either. You didn't know how to, but you were afraid to because it's almost like you didn't want to stir the pot. It's almost like you were afraid to bring in the drama. And I think that it was causing you to go into a little bit of a turmoil here, where you're not really sure how the other person felt, so you were kind of afraid to entirely instigate it because you're afraid that if you bring it up, then this person's just going to get mad at you and then walk out again, and then you might lose your opportunity or your chance with this person again. And we have here freedom. Freedom was actually upright. Freedom, I propose the power and the free will to create my own purpose. So I think that what happens here, Leo, is perhaps the lesson that you should learn is to set yourself free. To learn that not every relationship needs a second chance. Some relationships should just be done. And as hard as that is to hear, sometimes we need to let go of the people that have hurt us and acknowledge that it's okay to move on from this person. Because what I'm kind of getting is this person was really two-faced. This person, maybe when they were out in public with you, put on a whole image, but then when they were home alone with you, they could be rude, they could be mean, they could be all kinds of things. I feel like this person had a lot of secrets going on, had a lot of things that would happen, and I think that anytime you tried to open up to this person would shut you down immediately and would get angry and frustrated with you, and how dare you say that, or why would you say that, or that hurt my feelings. And it's almost like this person didn't take accountability entirely for their actions. And I feel like even when they were describing the tower moment that has happened between you two, it was almost like they still didn't take full accountability. It was almost like this person was just explaining the situation and almost making it sound like this person almost didn't have a choice, or this person felt backed into a corner, like they didn't really take in the accountability of what was happening. But this person painted a whole picture of like why you should take them back and why things happened the way they did, and like, you know, and it's almost like you felt kind of obligated to, in a way. It was like, well, I care about this person. I want to see if this would work out. But yet, you weren't entirely listening to yourself. It was almost like you were a tamed lion, that this person would whip you. And you would have to jump through hoops for him. And, you know, have to get burned and everything. And that you would just have to smile and look pretty and take it. And it's almost like this person really didn't want you to have the freedom. I think this person might be controlling and possessive just a little bit with you, Leo. And I think that, you know, you need to look back into your past and acknowledge why you actually, for instance, why is this person in your life? How did you manifest this? Is this person showing any traits of, say, your father, your mother, or somebody in your past before? Like, I feel like this is a repeating cycle for you, Leo. And I feel like this is hard for you because I feel like it's almost like you feel as though you deserve this, that you deserve this kind of treatment, that it's almost like you felt like this person, it's almost like you justify for this person's actions. You tell yourself, oh, no, this person's just, you know, having a hard time, or this is like, you know, I kind of deserve that. I said this and I really upsetted them. And it's like you're bypassing your own feelings. You're bypassing your own grief in the entire situation. And you need to heal the grief, because I think that there was a lot of things there that was stifled. Like you were kind of, it's almost like this person's needs would come before yours. And this person was making up excuses for themselves and would just kind of tell you things that happened in their childhood and would get sympathy. Like, they really like the sympathy, but they don't want to change. And they don't want you to, it's almost like this person doesn't want any advice. Like, if you sit down and say, well, maybe did you try this? And then they get all mad about it. And it's like, oh, it always has to be about you, you know? Like, they just kind of come off really aggressive. And then it's almost like that's the two-faced side. It's like one side, they're really calm, they're really sweet, they're really loving, and it's like they take you out and they do all these things. And then when it's like when you're alone, or say when something happens and they get all mad and offended, it's almost like all of a sudden that side comes out of them. And they're just really mean and aggressive and really assertive. And it's almost like it makes you feel kind of afraid to confront this person. So when you did decide to jump back into the relationship with this person, or you're thinking about it, because again, this is a general reading. Some of you might just be considering it, and others of you might actually just have jumped back into the relationship. But for those of you who have jumped back into the relationship, you feel stuck. You feel like, why did I do this again? This person hasn't changed. I thought this person changed, but they didn't. And for the other side of you, you're still debating, like, has this person changed? And I'm getting the feeling that this person has not changed. That this person will always be pretty mean and aggressive and will always do the same things back and forth. But they're a sweet talker. It's like they're really smooth at talking. Like, they're really charismatic. And it's like they're really good at pretending to be so wonderful. And then, like, everything looks good on paper, but in reality, it's not. And it's like this person's really good at putting up a front, putting up an illusion. And then it's weird, because it's almost like people that are around you are like, oh, you're so lucky you have so-and-so. And, you know, and then it's like people tell you, oh, you should go back to him. Or, you know, like, you hear people talking. And it's like this person just really seems to have a really good thing when it comes to convincing others of him being something that they're not. Like, oh yeah, I'm so successful, I'm so nice, I'm so great, like, and then they act like, oh yeah, I'm so in love with so-and-so, I'm so in love with Leo, and like, you know, she's just so lucky to have me, or he's so lucky to have me, and like, I'm so lucky to have them. Like, they put on this whole act, this whole front, but when it comes down to it, they are not nice. They are so mean. Leo, I think this is just a lot for you to have to deal with. And your advice here is to move on. Your advice here is to allow yourself to have freedom. You know, like, you need to have the freedom to move on, to move forward. And it's like you have to set yourself free. As hard as that is, because it sounds like this might be like a narcissist codependent kind of relationship. It's like that pull and tug dynamic where one's afraid to really insert themselves because the other will get mad that you have an opinion, or get mad that you have a different perspective or a different point of view, or that you have feelings too. And, you know, it's like this person's really self-absorbed. And I don't feel like it's really you, Leo. I feel like it's the other person that's really self-absorbed. And I feel like this person likes to have you around because you kind of make them look good. And that's all they care about, is their image, I feel like, more than anything. Wow, that just kind of, like, this whole energy just was really wobbly and really unstable. And now it's like it makes more sense. But it's, yeah, this really is a pretty big thing. This is kind of a scary situation, is what it feels like. So the card you got was summer. Bask in joy and light. So I feel like you need to go out, enjoy the sunlight, try and clear your mind of all of this. I think that you need to get out of this situation and cut this person out, as hard and as painful as that might be. Oftentimes, a lot of us don't want to have to hear that. but I think that that's what's going to be best for you and for your mental health and for your stability and your own safety. And I think that you need to learn to allow yourself to see the lighter side of life too. I think that you have been badly wounded, and I think a lot of people, especially this person, has blamed a lot of things on you, that I think that you have such a low self-esteem and such a low way of looking at yourself that it might be better to actually take the time for yourself to see that, you really aren't that way. Whatever this person says you are isn't true. And I think that that's something that has been bothering you a lot. We have direction guardian. Choose your path. So it's almost like life is telling you, you get to choose your own destiny. You get to choose your own path. You don't have to be stuck in this situation. Nobody can force you to feel the way that you feel. People can instigate your feelings. They can say and do things that can affect you, but only when it comes down to it, only you can actually feel that way. So I think that you need to choose your path. Do you want to stay in the situation that you know it's always going to be this way? It's always going to be negative. It's always going to go around in a circle over and over and over again. Or do you want to get out of your comfort zone, free yourself, and choose a new path, choose a new direction? And then we have here the Lord. Take charge with authority. So you need to wow, I can't talk. You need to take charge and say, no, I'm done. This is not going to be this way anymore. I am out of this relationship. And I have a weird feeling that after you leave, it's almost like you have that fear of what people are going to say, because I have a feeling that this person's going to blow a bunch of smoke. They're going to say a bunch of things to other people, make it seem like it's all your fault, make it act like you had so much to do with this. But you can't control what this other person's going to do. You can only control what you're going to do. So allow this person to talk, allow this person to do whatever, but just be grounded and stable, and eventually other people will learn the truth about this other individual and about what you were about too. Because I'm getting a feeling that you have kind of a little bit of a fear of moving forward because you're afraid of what he or she will say, and you're afraid of what other people will think. And, life is short. You can't always worry about how others will perceive you and how others will think of you. And for a Leo, it is a little hard because Leos are more or less care about generally they say that they care more about their image and how other people view them, and they value their worth upon other people's opinions, because Leos are ruled by the sun. So, but it's never going to truly bring you happiness. The only happiness you can do is acknowledging your own worth and acknowledging that you are capable of anything. And who cares what other people have to say about you? Because other people don't determine your life. You determine your life. So I think that that's something that you will have to eventually move past. And you have Sage. Be devoted and committed. So when you choose the path that you decide to go down, which might be a path of leaving this person behind and taking charge and being who you want to be, untrap yourself and moving forward and healing and growing. If you do decide to choose a path, you must be devoted and committed to it. And know that if you say, yeah, I'm done with this person is not a very nice person, this person's very mean, then take the charge, take the authority, take the lead, go and do it. But don't turn back. Don't devalue yourself by going back again. No, only go forward. Know that you have the potential to change your life, Leo, and you have the potential to move past all of this. For cross watchers, this might be the Leo that's more or less this type of person. Take what resonates. But I'm sorry, guys, this reading was really just all over the place, I feel like, up until around now. But I hope a lot of this did make sense. But yeah, I feel like you have a hard time rocking the boat You don't really want to make waves. You don't like to make trouble. You don't like to make problems for people. But this person's making problems for you, but nobody's going to stand up for you. You have to stand up for yourself. And when you learn to see your own value in life and to see what you have to offer, you wouldn't put up with something like that. So learn to sit back, stay single for a while, relax, see the lighter side of life, see what life can give you and what life can bring you, and learn to know yourself better and choose what direction you want to go in life and then stick with it. And you might potentially actually come out of this in a lot better way, stronger even. So I hope all of this made sense. I wish you guys luck because this is some heavy, heavy energy. And I am sorry for any of you who have to go through this. I hope that a lot of you were able to get this, at least a nugget of something that can help you. Because this is definitely a hard situation. And I'm really hoping that a lot of you can move past this and go forward. So I'm wishing you all the best. I hope this resonates. I hope you guys liked it. You guys have a great day. I wish you guys peace. So yeah, bye-bye.